Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Dom, and today we're going to be doing CodeWars. Now, for those of you who don't know, CodeWars is a website which I found a couple of years ago that allows you to build up your skills as a developer. And this here is actually perfect for preparing for interviews, especially technical interviews. So right now I'm 8Q, but as I keep solving these coding questions and challenges, my ranking is going to increase to hopefully 1Q in the near or distant future. So I'm going to be doing a couple of videos on this website here, and you guys can, see how I progress, and hopefully we can both learn something. I'm sure we will as I progress through the ranks here. So let's begin with the first question, which says, trolls are attacking your comment section, and a way to deal with it is going to be to remove all of the vowels from the comments, neutralizing the threat. So I need to write a function that takes a string and returns a new string with all of the vowels removed. Okay, so for example, this website is for losers, LOL, would become whatever this is. So just removing the vowels. And it says here as well that for this kata, Y isn't considered to be a vowel. So let's train on this challenge here and we'll see how we go. So we have this function dismVal. It takes in a string. At the moment, it just simply returns that string. So if I was to run the tests right now, we should get a bunch of failures. So we get this failure. And of course, we can now fix that. So how do we fix this? Well, we need to, I think, first define what a vowel is. In the instructions, it said that Y isn't a vowel. So let's begin by making a constant which contains the vowels. So we'll say vowels equal to, then we can do A, E, I, O, and U. There we go. High school came into play here. So we have all the vowels. Let's now remove them. I think this here is going to be pretty straightforward. We might actually use Regex instead, to be honest, because we have that useful string replace method. So let's try this here. I think I might actually go straight to Regex. So if we do string.replace and we pass in some Regex here, we can say in these brackets, so to select at least one of these tokens, we can do A, E, I, O, U. Then we can say G for global replace, and then we can do empty string as the replacement. And I think this might be the answer. So essentially find one of these vowels, get all of them, and then replace all those matches with empty string, and hopefully we get a test passing, and we don't. Okay, what happened here? Okay, so it didn't pass the capital O because it's not case insensitive. It's looking for a lowercase o only, so if I just do IG here instead, so for a case insensitive search, we should be okay. Test it and we pass. Okay, fantastic. I think there's probably no way to make this simpler, so I'm just going to submit this attempt and see how we go. And we passed all the tests. Amazing. Let's submit that answer and we'll see what the other ones are. The community says what? Let's have a look. Once it loads up, huh? Okay, this person here had the exact same solution and that got the most votes, so I think we're okay. This guy here, or this user, wanted to make it a bit simpler by having the anonymous function in the variable instead of the function declaration. That's fine. So let's just move on now to the next challenge. Bang, and let's see how we go. Okay, so in this kata, you will create a function that takes a list of non-negative integers and strings and returns a new list with the strings filtered out. Okay, interesting. So if you accept an array of 1, 2, A, B, you only want to get 1 and 2 returned. Okay, so basically filter the array and only keep the numbers. All right, let's train, and I think this one here should also be quite straightforward. I know that there is a function on the number object, I believe, which checks if it is a number, and we could possibly use that. Let me just quickly do a search for that particular function. So I'll go into normal actually. So number is number in JS. Yeah, okay, so it's number.isInteger. And because this here is gonna accept integers only, then we should be okay. This returns a true or false, I assume. Yep, okay. So this value can also be any value. It looks like I can also pass in strings. I can right there. Okay, fantastic. So if I pass in, I'll zoom in here. If I pass in a string, it's going to be false. So that's fine. We want that. So going back inside here, I think we can just return, and we can return l.filter, and we can just simply pass in here number.isInteger, because this function takes in a single argument, and filter is going to run this function and pass in each value as that first argument only, and the return value, true or false, should give us the correct answer. Let's test this and see how we go. We should be okay. Perfect. Attempt. Go through all the tests and we're okay. So let's submit this and see what the other answers are. I've got a feeling it might be a similar situation where there's a top answer which looks exactly like that, because it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so people using type of. That's interesting. I'm sure there's a uses of that number of that method there. I'm sure there might be a reason to use type of over the isInteger. Maybe if you guys know, put in the comment section. But for now, we'll just move to the next one. So let's go next and see how we go. Okay, duplicate encoder. The goal is to convert a string to a new string where each character in the new string, open bracket, if that character only appears once. Okay, I'm a bit confused now. Okay. So if that character appears only once, then you use the open bracket. If that character appears more than once, use the closing bracket. So din, because each character only occurs once, they all become the open bracket. Because R appears once, it gets open bracket. Because E appears 3 times, it gets the closing bracket. C again appears once. Okay, that's fair enough. So I think that's pretty straightforward, hopefully. Let's train and see how we go. Okay, so it seems here that essentially we need to loop over the input string. We need to test every character and check how many times they appear in the original string. So we might need to keep a reference to both the original string and the result string with the opening and closing brackets, potentially, or parentheses, sorry. So my first potentially naive thought here might be to have an object which contains the counts for every character in the string, because we need to count it anyway, right? And it might be worth counting it once, and then once we have the counts, it's going to be quite straightforward to just map that to the correct value. So let's have a think here. Let's try this out. So let's make a new constant called counts equal to a new object. And I'm sure this here might be inefficient. Maybe there's a quicker way to do it, but let's just get something working. So let's have this object called counts. It's going to be empty by default. We're then going to loop over the string. So we'll say for const character of word. Okay. Then we're going to see, is this character in counts? If it is, then make it 1. Otherwise, increment it by 1. So if counts dot, and then we can pass in using the bracket notation, the char. So if the character is in the object, or let's say not first. So if it's not in there, then we're going to simply say counts at that character equal to 1, and we can then continue to the next character in the list. Otherwise, we can do counts character plus plus to increment it. Now I might just quickly console.log the counts here just to see how this is going, and I'll just fix the indentation. There we go, and let's see how we go. So if I test this here, do we get actual output? Log, yeah, so D, okay, that's fine. So we get those counts in there. I might just hard code decode, and hopefully we get 2 for the D character. Let's test again, and we do, perfect. So we have this list of counts. Now we need to simply, well, we could map the string as well. We could say string.map after the array conversion, and then of course, make the result that way. But I might make a new variable here called result equal to, and then I can just say, once again, looping over the word, and we might be able to combine these two. We'll have to see, maybe not. We can then say for each character in the word, and we can say here results plus equals, so increase or append to that string, and it's going to either be a open parenthesis or closing parenthesis, and we can determine this by the number of occurrences inside a count. So if we say counts char is greater than 1, then we're going to return the closing, otherwise return this, the opening, and we can return the results here. And let's test this. Okay, should ignore case. So it looks like we need to also ignore case. So in the check, we might need to quickly, if I make this a let, I can then say char equals char.to lowercase, and then also use char.to lowercase here. Or I might actually just make the word to lowercase. That might be easier. To lowercase. And then the same thing down here. Okay, so that worked. Now, something about this solution I don't really like. I don't like how we're looping over it twice. That's probably the main thing I don't like. And there's probably a better way to do this. Yeah, there's, I think, a better way to do this. I wonder if we can use Regex again. This might be able to give us a one loop solution, but we're also going to be, okay. Well, let me explore something real quick. I might just comment out these and then bring the loop back actually. So I have the loop again, but this time I'm going to do a regex check. I'm going to get rid of the two lowercase, and I'm going to say const word without this character. Then we're going to say char.replace. And now here we need to take in, using template strings, I believe, in order to inject our character, do a global insensitive replace with empty string. So now, essentially, if I was to pass in dcode as the word, and we start at D here, it's going to replace every character that is not D with nothing, which means this length is going to be either 1 or more than 1. So then maybe we can say results plus equals, and do a similar thing down below where we have the ternary, and we can say if words without this character dot length is more than 1, then use that, otherwise use that. And let's just try this, I guess. Okay, interesting. Unexpected token const. I forgot the opening curly bracket. Let's try it again. Okay, so we got this. The length is more than 1. Use that. Let me just console log what this is. I probably made the mistake here. Let's save it. Test. din. Okay, interesting. So, okay. We need a not here in the regex. And how do we do that in a regex? I believe it is, if I do, a caret symbol with the brackets, I think that's a not. No? Okay. Interesting. What if I hard code D just to make sure I'm not messing up the actual regex here with the string template strings? Okay, so we're getting din. Of course, because it's hold on. Why are we getting all these for? Let me do decode as the word. Try again. Okay, so we get dcode. Replace every D with empty string. Okay. I'm doing it on the character. Okay, let's go back to the not and then do the word. There we go. Test again. Hopefully. Okay, so din. Every time. So this thing that I didn't work, obviously. Let me just test with D again, hard code it. And we get the same result. So how do I do a does not equal in regex? Let's do regexer and see if we can work it out. So if I was to do what I did before, where it was that, then it was D. Okay, so that makes sense. Matches any character that's not in the set. If I make the flag case insensitive and I try din, we get those two matches. So what's different between this and what I did here? Replace any matches with empty string. It's case insensitive, looking for lowercase d. So why is this not working? It's not regex. Is that what it is? Okay, yeah. I have to do new regular expression because I'm using a string here. That's what it is. So let's go in here and go back to the original with the caret. I've got confidence now. New regex like this, and then it's going to parse this as regex, and now we should get the right answer, and we still get that. Really? Really? Okay. Okay, car's not defined, that's fine. Let's do, let's do D inside here like that. Okay, I've done my forward slashes again. And I think those aren't required. I think I need to do something like a second argument, I believe. Let's look at the regex constructor. And okay, so the flags are the second argument. Okay. All right. The flags are the second argument. So Are the flags going to be it's going to be a string, right? Where was this? Okay. All right, let's try again. Only having this, then do IG as the flag. Okay, this is going to work. I can guarantee it. So let's go back in here. Let's get rid of that, get rid of these, go straight to this. Then as a second argument, we'll do case insensitive in global and then replace it, test it, and we get the right answer. Thank you. So look, I've spent about 15 minutes on this question. I'm not going to do any more on it. Let's attempt it and see what the other answers are because it's taken too much time. Let's submit and see how we go. Here we go. It's going to be a really short, like one-liner or something that I didn't think about. Let's see. Okay. Not too bad. So that's definitely very smart. So essentially, they're taking the first index where it finds the character, for example, D. If that equals the same index as the last index of occurrence of that, we know there's only one occurrence. So very smart there. And that returns the open bracket, otherwise closing bracket. Looks like a lot of people had the same solution here. We had some Regex, which was using a similar solution. Nothing from what I did. So that's probably a bad sign, but you never know. I think some people just do long solutions as well for a bit of fun. This is similar to what I did. So passing in that, probably some negation going on there, which I'm not too sure about. But yeah, this is definitely very interesting. So I think my solution wasn't horrible, wasn't the best. I think definitely the index of check is one of the smartest solutions out there for this one. So I might leave it there for today. I did 3 challenges, looking at about 22 minutes of video recording. So that is all for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one and you liked it. If you did, make sure to leave a comment, let me know, because I want to do more of these. I think it's good to practice for myself and also have you guys along with me as I progress through the challenges. So that's all for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.